Most people don't go broke from one huge mistake. It's the tiny money leaks and one or two normal decisions that quietly snowball for years. And if you're not careful, you can wake up at 30 wondering why you still feel stuck. Let's fix the exact system I wish I started at 22. And before we get into anything tactical, I want you to picture one thing. Imagine the relief of never panicking about rent again. Not because you got rich, but because you built stability on purpose. Quick recap so far, this is not about being perfect. It's about building a simple system that keeps working even on busy weeks. I'm going to walk through 5 mistakes that keep beginners broke or stressed, and how to replace them with a broke to stable system that actually fits real life in the US. No hype. No guarantees. Just clean, boring, repeatable steps that stack the odds in your favor over time. And if you're learning, hit the like button to remember these tips. It sounds small, but it helps you come back and actually do the steps later. Alright, first mistake. The first mistake is trying to save money without knowing where your money is actually going. Here's a quick Alex story. Alex is in his late 20s, decent job, not rolling in cash, but not struggling every second either. He tells himself, I just need to stop spending. Then he checks his bank app and sees 5 different food orders, 3 subscription charges he forgot about, and a bunch of little convenience purchases. Nothing looks crazy by itself. But together, it's like his money evaporates. Why it matters is simple. If you don't know where your money is going, you can't control it. You'll feel anxious, and you'll keep trying harder every month without real progress. And that mindset creates fear of checking your bank account, fear of investing, fear of making the wrong move. That fear can keep you stuck. Here's the simple version: the goal is not a perfect budget. The goal is a clear plan you can follow in 10 minutes a week. Step-by-step fix, 3 steps. Step 1, do a 7-day money reality check. Open your bank and card transactions and label everything from the last week into just 4 buckets: bills, food, transport, and random life. That's it. 4 buckets. Step 2, choose one money rule for the next paycheck. For example, I'm limiting food delivery to 1 time this week, or I'm canceling 1 subscription today. Not 10 rules. 1. Step 3, set a weekly 10-minute check-in on your phone calendar. Same day every week. You're not judging yourself. You're just noticing patterns. A common beginner trap to avoid is making a complicated budget with 18 categories, then quitting in 2 weeks because it feels like homework. Keep it simple enough that you'll actually do it. 1-sentence recap: if you don't track the basics, your money will keep disappearing in ways you can't fix. Now, second mistake, and this one is the reason a lot of people feel like they can never get ahead. The second mistake is skipping the emergency fund, or keeping it in the wrong place. Alex story again. Alex is doing fine until his car needs a repair. It's $900. He doesn't have a separate emergency fund, so it goes on a credit card. Then the interest starts stacking. Next month he's still paying it off, and now a medical copay hits, and suddenly he's juggling payments. That's how a single normal problem turns into a mini financial crisis. Why it matters is that emergencies aren't rare. They're normal. And without a buffer, you're forced into bad choices: credit card debt, payday loans, borrowing from friends, or pulling money out of investments at the worst time. If you do only one thing from this section, do this: build a starter emergency fund before you try to get fancy. Step-by-step fix, 3 steps. Step 1, open a high-yield savings account, also called an HYSA. This is still a savings account, just typically with a higher interest rate than a regular bank savings account. The point isn't to get rich from interest. The point is to separate the money so you don't accidentally spend it. Step 2, set your first target at $1,000. Not because $1,000 covers everything, but because it covers a lot of life happens moments. Once you hit that, you can expand toward 1 month of essential expenses, then 3 months over time. Step 3. Automate a small transfer on payday. Even $25 or $50 at a time counts. Automation beats motivation. Common beginner trap to avoid: investing your emergency fund in stocks because you want higher returns. Your emergency fund is not an investment. It's insurance for your life. One sentence recap: a real emergency fund in an HYSA turns financial emergencies into inconveniences. Quick recap so far: we're building stability in order: awareness first, then a buffer, then benefits, then investing, then automation to make it stick. Third mistake. The third mistake is ignoring free money and tax-advantaged accounts at work, especially a 401k match and an HSA. Alex story: Alex gets a new job and sees the 401k sign-up. He thinks, I'll do it later when I make more. Months pass. Then a year. He also picks the health plan without understanding it, and he never even checks if an HSA is available. He's not doing anything wrong on purpose. He just didn't know what mattered. Why it matters is that some of the best money moves aren't about picking stocks. They're about using the accounts that the US system already gives you, especially when your employer contributes too. Here's the simple version: grab the match, and understand the HSA if you're eligible. That's it. Step-by-step fix, 3 steps. Step 1. If your employer offers a 401k match, contribute at least enough to get the full match. Missing your employer match is like leaving about $1,500 free each year on the table. Illustrative. Step 2. Increase contributions slowly. A beginner-friendly move is to raise your 401k contribution by 1% every time you get a raise, or every 3 months until it feels tight, then pause. Step 3. If you're on a high-deductible health plan and you're eligible for an HSA, learn the basics. An HSA can have a triple tax advantage in certain cases: money can go in pre-tax, grow tax-free, and come out tax-free for qualified medical expenses. Some HSAs also let you invest once you reach a minimum balance. If you don't know if you're eligible, check your benefits portal or ask HR. Common beginner trap to avoid: cashing out your 401k when you change jobs. That can trigger taxes and penalties, and it destroys long-term momentum. Another trap is using an HSA like a casual spending account without tracking receipts if you plan to use it strategically. One sentence recap: use the match and understand the HSA. These are stability tools hiding in plain sight. Comment below which mistake you've made, it helps others avoid it too. Now we're about to get into investing, and I know this is where people tense up, because investing feels like, I could lose money. That fear is normal. But we're going to handle it with diversification, simple index funds, and a long-term mindset. No gambling. Mistake number 4 is the one even smart people fall for. We'll get there in a minute. Because first, I want to set you up with one idea that reduces anxiety fast: you don't need to predict the market to build wealth slowly. You need a process you can repeat when you're tired and busy. Quick recap so far: track the basics, build an emergency buffer, grab your benefits. Now we invest, but we do it in a way that helps you sleep at night. Fourth mistake. The fourth mistake is treating investing like entertainment: meme stocks, trying to time the market, and panic selling, instead of using boring, diversified index funds in the right account. Alex story: Alex finally decides to invest. He opens an app, sees social media talking about a can't-miss stock, buys it, and watches the price jump for 2 days. He feels like a genius. Then it drops hard. He panics, sells, and tells himself investing is a scam. The truth is he didn't fail investing. He tried speculation without guardrails. Why it matters is that panic selling can lock in losses, and hype investing can keep you on an emotional roller coaster. The bigger risk for beginners is not that the market moves. It's that you'll quit at the worst possible time because you didn't build a plan you trust. Here's the simple version: use a tax-advantaged account like a Roth IRA if it fits your situation, buy broad index funds, and automate. Step-by-step fix, 3 steps. Step 1. Learn Roth IRA basics. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account where contributions are made with after-tax dollars, and qualified withdrawals in retirement can be tax-free. It's popular for beginners because it's simple, flexible, and designed for long-term investing. You still need earned income to contribute, and there are annual limits and eligibility rules, so check the current IRS rules when you open one. Step 2. Choose diversification on purpose. For most beginners, a broad U.S. total stock market index fund, or an S&P 500 index fund, and sometimes a total international index fund, can be a simple diversified starting point. The goal is not to find the best stock. The goal is to own a wide slice of the market. Step 3. Start small and automate. Even $25 per week in an index fund grows to about $10,000 in 10 years. Illustrative, the point of that line is not a promise or a guarantee. Markets move. The point is that consistency can create surprisingly large results over time. Common beginner trap to avoid: checking your investments daily and making decisions based on fear. Another trap is going all in on one stock, one crypto coin, or one theme. Diversification lowers the chance that one bad bet wrecks your plan. One sentence recap: investing works better when it's boring, diversified, and automated, not emotional. If you're learning, hit the like button to remember these tips, because this next mistake is what makes the whole system actually stick long enough to matter. Fifth mistake. The fifth mistake is trying to do everything manually, with willpower, and not celebrating small wins, so you quit. Alex story: Alex has a good month. He moves money to savings, he invests a little, he pays bills on time. Then work gets stressful. He forgets to transfer money. A bill hits his checking account earlier than expected. He overdrafts. He feels embarrassed, and he stops looking at his finances for 2 weeks. Nothing is ruined, but the inconsistency creates stress, and stress kills momentum. Why it matters is that the best financial plan is the one you can follow on your worst week, not your best week. Automation removes the need to be perfect. And celebrating small wins keeps your brain engaged long enough for habits to lock in. Here's the simple version: automate the boring stuff, then do a quick monthly check, and reward consistency. Step-by-step fix, 3 steps. Step 1. Turn your paycheck into a simple sequence. On payday, schedule automatic transfers, 1 to your emergency fund HYSA until it hits your target, 1 to investing, and keep the rest for bills and spending. Start small if you need to. The goal is automatic, not impressive. Step 2. Set recurring investing contributions. If you have a 401k, contributions happen automatically through payroll. If you use a Roth IRA, set up recurring transfers from checking to the IRA and then recurring purchases if your broker allows it. That way you're dollar-cost averaging without trying to time the market. Step 3. Create one money day per month. 20 minutes. You look at your balances, you check progress, you adjust one thing. Then you celebrate something small, like, I saved $100 this month, or I increased my 401k by 1%, or I didn't touch my emergency fund. Small wins are how you build a stable identity. Common beginner trap to avoid: setting 10 financial goals at once, then burning out. Another trap is stopping contributions the moment the market dips. A dip feels scary, but if you're investing for the long term, consistency matters more than perfect timing. One sentence recap: automation and small wins turn good intentions into a system you actually keep. Quick recap so far: know where your money goes, build an emergency buffer in an HYSA, grab your 401k match and learn the HSA, invest simply with diversified index funds in accounts like a Roth IRA when appropriate, and automate everything so you don't rely on willpower. Now I want to give you a quick mental image you can use anytime you feel discouraged. Picture a split screen. On the left is Alex with $0 savings. Same job, same life, but every surprise becomes panic. On the right is Alex with $10,000 savings. He's not rich, but he's stable. The car repair is annoying, not devastating. The rent is just rent, not a crisis. That gap is what a simple system creates over time. And this is the mindset piece most people miss: stability is not a personality trait. It's a few repeated actions. You don't need to feel confident to start. You start, and confidence shows up later. Here's the simple version: pick one step today, then put it on autopilot tomorrow. So what should you do right after this video? If you have no idea where your money goes, do the 7-day reality check tonight. If you don't have an emergency fund, open an HYSA and automate the first transfer. If you have a 401k match and you're not getting it, fix that this week. If you're ready for investing, keep it diversified and boring, and use automation so emotions don't run the show. Picture your future self thanking you for starting today. If this helped, hit subscribe for more beginner-friendly finance guides. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please consult a certified financial planner for personalized guidance.